Welcome to Zoe Stories. Forced to wear her heels, hiding from everyone, ashamed of my reflection. I had always been the quiet one. Shadows were my friends. I preferred books, headphones, and rooms where nobody noticed me. At 19, my life felt small, contained, and predictable, until my sister's best friend, Emily, entered it with a smile that hit a sharp edge. "You're always hiding, aren't you?" she said one afternoon, leaning against my bedroom door. Her voice was casual, but there was a weight behind it, a command hidden beneath laughter. I'm not," I mumbled, shrinking back slightly.
She smirked.
"Oh, don't be so modest. I can see it in your eyes. You're terrified of being noticed, afraid of what people would think if they really saw you." I said nothing. She was right, though I hated admitting it. Emily stepped closer, producing a small box from her bag. "I have an idea. Something fun. Something different." Inside were heels, high, elegant, glossy red, and a matching dress. My stomach twisted. What is this?" I asked, voice trembling. "You're going to wear them," she said simply. "For me. Just for today. Trust me, it's a lesson in freedom." I stared at the shoes. The heels seemed impossible. My mind screamed, "No, this isn't me." But something in her gaze, sharp and daring, pressed against my resistance. "Come on," she said, her tone softening into a false sweetness. "It'll be fun.
Just for a little while.
Nobody will know." I hesitated, heart pounding. "A little while. Nobody will know." The words echoed in my mind, tiny chains around my fear. By the time I was kneeling on the carpet, fingers trembling as I fastened the straps of the heels, I felt the first flicker of something foreign. Shame. Embarrassment. Yet beneath it, something else, a spark of curiosity. Emily guided me to a full-length mirror. "Look at yourself," she said. "Really look." I swallowed. The reflection that stared back wasn't fully me. My face felt unfamiliar with the hint of makeup she had applied, soft blush, subtle eyeliner, lips glimmering faintly. My body felt heavier, more delicate, more visible. I can't," I whispered, voice catching. "You can," Emily said firmly. "And you will. This is just the beginning." She reached out, tucking a strand of hair behind my ear, her fingers brushing my cheek. The touch sent a shiver down my spine. My heart raced, and a blush spread across my face. Why do I feel like this? I tried to step away, but my legs wobbled in the heels. My balance betrayed me. The mirror reflected it all. Me, faltering, vulnerable, utterly exposed. Emily's eyes gleamed. Perfect. Just perfect. And as she stepped back, I realized this wasn't just about shoes or a dress. This was about control. About seeing how far she could push me and how little I could resist. When my phone buzzed with a notification, I froze. A picture had just been sent to me, of me in the heels and dress, standing in front of the mirror. Emily's smile in the background said it all. She was watching me, and so was the world. The heels clicked sharply on my bedroom floor, each step echoing my panic. My legs shook, unsteady in the unfamiliar balance required. Emily hovered nearby, eyes bright with amusement and something darker, a satisfaction that made my stomach twist. "Relax," she said softly, though there was a command beneath it. "It's only a few steps. You'll get used to it, eventually." I swallowed hard, gripping the edge of the dresser for support. The red heels gleamed, mocking me. Every reflection in the mirror, every curve of my legs, the sway of my hips, made me feel smaller, weaker, exposed. Emily circled me, her eyes studying every falter. You actually look good," she said casually. "Pretty. Don't fight it. Just be her for a while." "Be her?" My voice cracked, high and thin. "Yes," she whispered, leaning close. "Daniela. That's your name for today. And maybe longer, if you're brave enough." My chest tightened. Daniela. The name felt foreign, alien, yet sweet in a way that made me blush uncontrollably. She handed me a soft lace bra and matching panties. "Put these on." It'll help everything feel right. I froze. I can't. Yes, you can, Emily interrupted sharply, though her tone softened into coaxing. I'll help you. It's just clothes, and soon you'll feel different. Better. I nodded reluctantly, my hands shaking as I slipped into the lingerie. The fabric felt alien against my skin, delicate, soft, intimate. My reflection shifted in the mirror. My chest looked different, fuller, my hips rounder. I swallowed hard, my pulse racing. Emily stepped behind me, adjusting the straps gently.
See?
Isn't it nice? I don't know, I whispered. A mix of embarrassment, fear, and something else stirred inside me. Good, she said softly, leaning close to my ear. Confused, nervous, excited. That's exactly how she should feel. Next came makeup. Emily's hands were precise, almost clinical, as she brushed blush onto my cheeks, applied eyeliner, and glossed my lips. Each stroke was a reminder. I was losing Daniel piece by piece. You're beautiful, she murmured as she stepped back. Do you feel it? I flinched. No. I maybe. She smiled knowingly. That's okay. You'll get there. But everyone will see her. And she will be irresistible. Then came the dress, a soft, fitted piece that clung to my new curves. Emily helped me into it, adjusting until every fold, every seam, accentuated my body. I stepped back to the mirror, staring at Daniela. I hated her. I feared her. And yet, a part of me couldn't look away. Emily guided me to the living room. Time to walk, she said. In public. Even if it's just through the house, it counts. I took hesitant steps. The heels clacked loudly on the hardwood, every wobble magnified. My cheeks burned. I felt exposed, fragile, utterly humiliated. Good, Emily said softly, almost sweetly. You're learning. You're becoming her. And the world will notice. I swallowed, trembling. Daniela's reflection in the mirror behind Emily smiled faintly, teasing. And for the first time I realized I couldn't hide. Not from her. Not from myself. The city smelled different through the car window. Exhaust, perfume, sizzling street food. Every noise was sharper. Every glance a potential threat. My stomach knotted as Emily guided me into the passenger seat, heels clicking against the floor. You're ready, she said, buckling my seatbelt. Her eyes sparkled with a mix of pride and mischief. The world hasn't seen her yet. And trust me, they won't forget. I clenched my hands in my lap. Daniela was here, wearing her dress, her makeup, the heels that made every step a challenge. I hated them, hated her, hated myself. And yet, the mirror at home had whispered something terrifying. I looked good. Relax, Emily said, sensing my panic. No one knows her. No one knows Daniel. You're invisible as Daniela, unless you choose to be seen. But I wasn't invisible. Not even a block from the house. My heart slammed when a group of college girls passed us, giggling. Their eyes flicked toward me. I felt their curiosity, their unspoken admiration, or maybe judgment. Emily nudged me. Smile. Walk with confidence. Pretend you belong. I swallowed, trying to lift my chin. The heels dug into my feet. The dress clung to every curve, and my pulse raced. I stumbled slightly, and one girl's whisper, just loud enough to hear, made me freeze. She's so pretty. My face burned. My chest tightened.
Pretty?
The word was foreign, intoxicating, and humiliating all at once. Emily's hand brushed mine as we entered a small cafe.
See?
That wasn't so bad, she whispered. Now, let's order. Daniela deserves a treat. I hesitated at the counter, fumbling with my voice. Hi, soft, undeniably feminine. The cashier's smile was polite, but the small flicker of surprise in their eyes made me want to disappear. Emily leaned close, whispering, You're doing wonderfully. Each step, each word, you're becoming her. I wanted to shout, to refuse. But my legs wobbled, my heart raced, and the name Daniela had started to feel real. As we took our drinks to a corner table, a young man's eyes lingered on me longer than they should. My cheeks burned, a strange mix of embarrassment and something else.
Desire?
Excitement? Emily's gaze held me captive. Enjoy it, she whispered. Feel how they see her. Feel the power of being admired. I wanted to fight. I wanted Daniel to come back. But every heartbeat, every glance, every whisper from strangers chipped away at him. Daniela was taking over. A notification buzzed on Emily's phone. She glanced at it, smirking. Someone from your past is at the cafe, ready for Daniela to meet him. Emily's phone buzzed. She glanced at it and smirked. Looks like someone wants to see her outside. Are you ready for the world to meet Daniela? The cafe hummed with chatter, clinking cups, and the hiss of the espresso machine. I gripped my latte tightly, fingers trembling in the delicate lace gloves Emily had insisted I wear. Daniela's legs crossed neatly, heels digging slightly into the floor, yet my heartbeat thundered louder than any noise around us. And then I saw him. Across the room, leaning casually against the counter, was Mark, my childhood friend, someone who had known Daniel better than anyone. His eyes flicked toward me, a double take, a pause that made my stomach clench with ice. Daniel? His voice cut through the cafe, sharp and disbelieving. I froze. Every instinct screamed to run, hide, vanish. Daniela's heartbeat surged in response to Mark's gaze, and for the first time, the duality inside me collided. Daniel or Daniela? Emily leaned close, her breath brushing my ear. Stay calm.
Play the part.
She's ready. You're ready. I wanted to shake her off, to retreat into Daniel, to claim my body and my voice back. But Daniela's reflection in the window opposite me smirked, a teasing, knowing grin. My lips parted. Daniela, I stammered, voice high, soft, feminine. Mark's brow furrowed, confusion dancing across his features. Recognition flickered in his eyes, then hesitation. You look different. Amazing. My cheeks flamed. His words, the soft admiration, made my chest tighten in a way Daniel never felt. My mind screamed resistance, but Daniela, I trembled. Emily's hand pressed lightly on my back, steadying me.
See? Perfect.
You're unrecognizable, beautiful, irresistible. I wanted to vanish, but instead I smiled, an awkward, trembling thing. Daniela's smile, my fear and desire all tangled into one. Mark approached, still uncertain. You've changed a lot. I wouldn't have known you if I didn't. Emily's eyes glinted. Why don't you join us? She said sweetly, motioning to the table. She's shy, but you can talk.
Shy.
Daniela.
Me.
Daniel. Every identity fought for control, but the heels beneath me, the lace against my skin, and the warm blush across my cheeks reminded me I was no longer the boy he knew. As Mark sat, conversation started, laughter chimed, and my heart beat in strange rhythms. Each compliment, each glance, each careful touch on my arm or hand shredded Daniel further, leaving Daniela fully exposed, fully alive, fully visible. I hated her. I feared her. And yet a small, forbidden thrill surged. Someone called me pretty. Someone noticed her. And I enjoyed it. Emily's whisper cut through my spiraling thoughts. See? This is the power she has. The world sees her, and she commands attention effortlessly. Daniel is gone. I clenched my hands around the cup, feeling the heat in my cheeks and the tremor in my legs. Daniela was real. She existed. And for the first time in weeks, I realized I might not want to go back. Mark leaned closer, his eyes narrowing with curiosity. Something feels familiar. Are you hiding something? Panic surged. Daniela's carefully constructed world teetered on the edge of collapse. The sun dipped lower, casting long shadows across the city streets as Emily guided me out of the cafe. Each step in the heels was deliberate, calculated, my legs trembling, hips swaying. Daniela's presence was growing stronger, pushing Daniel further into hiding. Mark followed at a careful distance, his eyes curious, lingering, and heavy with unspoken recognition. I could feel the tension, each glance a reminder that my secret was fragile, too fragile. Emily's hand brushed lightly along my arm. "You're doing beautifully," she whispered, her tone deceptively soft. "Every step, every glance, you're hers now." I swallowed, heart hammering. The word hers cut deep, confirming what I'd been trying to deny. Daniela wasn't just a disguise. She was taking over. We stopped outside a boutique. Emily pushed the door open. "We need to get you used to public attention," she said. "Try on some outfits. Show me her." Inside, I was surrounded by mirrors, racks of dresses, and strangers' curious stares. My legs shook, the heels biting into my feet. Emily guided me toward a fitting room. "Try this one," she said, handing me a short, tight dress. I hesitated, cheeks burning. "It's too revealing." Emily's smile was sharp.
Perfect.
"That's exactly why you'll wear it. People will look. People will notice. And you will survive it." I stepped into the dress, hands shaking as I zipped it up. My reflection stared back at me. Daniela, high-heeled, flushed, exposed, trembling. My pulse pounded in my ears. "You're beautiful," Emily whispered, stepping closer. "Do you feel it?"
I
don't know," I murmured, my voice high, foreign. "Yes," she insisted softly, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear. "You're learning. Every moment you submit, every glance you endure strengthens her and weakens Daniel." I hated her for saying it, hated myself for feeling it, and yet, beneath the humiliation, beneath the fear, something stirred, a thrill, an excitement, a forbidden satisfaction. Emily led me out of the fitting room, guiding me through the boutique. Every pair of eyes followed, assessing, admiring, or whispering. My face burned. My legs shook. Every step was a reminder. I was exposed, vulnerable, and utterly her. Mark watched from a distance, confusion and curiosity battling on his face. I wanted to run, to escape. But Emily's gentle pressure on my back reminded me. I couldn't. Not yet. A group of women whispered as we passed, their eyes sweeping over me. "She's gorgeous," one said. "Absolutely stunning." The words hit me like fire. My knees buckled slightly, and I stumbled in the heels. Emily's hand steadied me immediately.
See?
"She wants it. She craves it. You can fight it, but you'll enjoy it." I trembled, ashamed. My reflection in the boutique mirror mocked me, Daniela smiling seductively, radiant, confident. Daniel shrank further inside me, cowering in shame. Emily's lips brushed my ear. "This is only the beginning. You're learning to survive her world, and maybe even love it." Mark stepped closer, his eyes narrowing with suspicion. "I know you. I know you're hiding something," he whispered under his breath. Daniela froze, panic coursing through her body. Her carefully constructed world threatened to unravel before her eyes. The boutique's fluorescent lights reflected sharply off the polished floors, bouncing from mirror to mirror, multiplying my own image until I felt trapped. Daniela stared back from every angle, perfect hair, flushed cheeks, impossibly long legs and heels. My chest tightened, stomach churned, and a wave of nausea swept over me. Emily stood behind me, hands folded neatly, eyes gleaming with a mix of satisfaction and control. "Look at her," she whispered. "Every inch, every detail, she's yours now. Completely." I shook my head, stepping back. I can't do this," I stammered. My voice was high, trembling, utterly foreign. "People are staring.
I
I feel wrong." Emily stepped closer, placing a hand on my shoulder. Her touch was warm, yet commanding, leaving me shivering. "Wrong?
No.
You're becoming her. This is how she should feel, vulnerable, exposed, beautiful, and obedient." I wanted to pull away. I wanted Daniel to surface, to reclaim control, to throw off this humiliating mask. But the reflection in the mirror mocked me, Daniela's confident smile, hips swaying, lashes fluttering. I wanted to scream. "I hate this." I cried, tears welling in my eyes. "I hate her. I hate me." Emily's lips curled into a small, cruel smile.
Good.
That's the point. Hate her. Resist her. But you can't escape her. And the more you fight, the more she wins. The tears spilled freely as I collapsed onto the floor, heels digging painfully into the boutique carpet. My legs shook uncontrollably, and my hands clawed at my dress, my fingers trembling against the soft lace. Emily knelt beside me, lifting my chin gently. "Look at me," she said softly, but her eyes held steel. "You are Daniela now. Daniel doesn't exist here. She is all that matters. And if you want to survive, you must accept it." I gasped, choking on my own sobs. My reflection blurred, Daniela's features merging with Daniel's fading shadow. I wanted to scream for help, for someone, anyone, to rescue me from this life. And then Emily whispered something that made my knees weaken. "Imagine the power. Imagine the attention. Imagine everyone seeing her, wanting her, loving her. That's your reward for obedience." I couldn't respond. My mind swirled in confusion, fear, and an unsettling, forbidden excitement. Each word, each gentle pressure from Emily, shredded Daniel further, leaving only Daniela, terrified, trembling, and entirely submissive. I felt exposed in a way I had never known. Public eyes, mirrors, the high heels, the dress, they weren't just clothing. They were chains, forging a new identity against my will. And yet, somewhere deep inside, a small, dangerous thrill pulsed through me. Someone had called me pretty earlier. Someone had noticed Daniela. I hated that I had liked it. I hated that part of me. Emily brushed a strand of hair from my tear-streaked face. "She'll let it out. Feel it. Submit to her. You'll thank me later." From the corner of the boutique, Mark's eyes lingered longer than they should. A flicker of recognition crossed his face. "Something's not right here," he muttered, drawing closer. Daniela's fragile world teetered on the edge of collapse once again. The city air hit my face the moment we stepped outside, crisp and sharp, carrying the hum of traffic, chatter, and distant sirens. My heels clicked unevenly against the pavement, each step a reminder of my vulnerability. The dress Emily had chosen clung tightly to my curves, teasing the reflection of Daniela from every storefront window. I wanted to vanish, to curl into myself and escape into invisibility. But Emily's hand pressed lightly against my back, guiding me forward. "Confidence," she whispered. "You're beautiful. Own it." I shook my head, breath hitching. Daniela's presence surged with every glance from strangers. Eyes lingered a fraction too long. Whispers brushed against my ears. My cheeks burned, heat pooling from the tips of my ears down to my collarbone. "This isn't just about wearing a dress," Emily murmured as we walked past a crowded cafe. "It's about surviving. About showing the world her." I clenched my fists, gripping the straps of my small purse. The heels threatened to betray me at every step. A group of women passing by murmured something under their breath so pretty, and I froze. Humiliation and an unexpected thrill surged through me. I hated that I liked it. Emily guided me into a small boutique I had never noticed before. Mirrors lined the walls, reflecting me again and again. Each angle emphasized my high heels, my delicate curves, my trembling hands. Daniela's reflection stared back at me, smirking with confidence I didn't feel. "Now," Emily said, her voice soft but commanding, "walk through the store. Hold your chin high. Show her to the world." I swallowed hard and took a step. Then another. The mirrors multiplied the sensation of being watched, of being displayed. My breath hitched, knees wobbling in the unfamiliar heels. A young man glanced at me, curiosity and subtle admiration in his eyes. My face flamed. Emily whispered, "Enjoy it. The attention is yours now. It's intoxicating, isn't it?" I shook my head, trembling.
"No, it isn't."
"I hate it. I hate her. I hate me." And yet, every glance, every whisper, every subtle acknowledgement chipped away at Daniel, leaving Daniela exposed, alive, and dangerously aware of the effect she had on others. Emily guided me toward a bench.
"Sit.
Relax.
Watch.
Learn. I lowered myself carefully, the dress riding up slightly. Heat pooled in my cheeks as my reflection smiled knowingly from a nearby mirror. Each passing stranger's gaze became a challenge, a test of submission. Then, from the corner of my vision, I saw him again, Mark. His eyes lingered too long, flicking from my face to my body. Recognition flared in his gaze. My chest tightened, panic rising. Emily's hand pressed on my shoulder. Control yourself. You are Daniela. Daniel doesn't exist here. Show him her. I nodded, trembling, and forced a smile. The first real public test was underway. Daniela was being watched, admired, and scrutinized.
Then
I wasn't sure if I wanted to hide or embrace it. Mark took a hesitant step closer, lips parting as if to speak. My heart froze. Daniela's carefully constructed world teetered, threatened by recognition and exposure. Would she survive the scrutiny, or would Daniel's past come crashing back? The boutique felt smaller somehow, the mirrors reflecting not just me, but the weight of every step, every glance, every decision I had made since Emily had started this transformation. My heels clicked nervously as I adjusted Daniela's dress, trying to appear composed, confident, normal. But Mark was approaching. Each step he took toward me made my chest tighten. Daniel's panic surged alongside Daniela's fear and reluctant curiosity. What will he think? Will he see through her? Will he recognize me? Daniela? His voice cut through the boutique's hum, soft but piercing. The use of my new name, rather than Daniel, shook me. I forced a smile, raising my chin as Emily's hand pressed lightly to my lower back. Hi, I murmured, voice high and feminine, fragile. Mark's eyes narrowed slightly, scanning me carefully. Recognition sparked, vanished, and sparked again. My pulse pounded in my ears. He knows, or he thinks he does. Emily stepped beside me, smiling sweetly. She's new here. Just learning. Don't worry, she said, her tone smooth but edged with authority. Mark hesitated, glancing between us. She looks familiar, he murmured, voice low. There's something about her about you. I froze, every instinct screaming to run. The heels dug painfully into my feet, but my legs refused to move. Daniela's reflection in the mirror smirked, a silent tease, daring me to confront the reality I was hiding from. I'm just Daniela, I said softly, trying to force the words out naturally. My throat tightened, tears pricking the corners of my eyes. Mark tilted his head, studying me. No, I feel like I know you. I just can't place it. Emily's hand tightened on my shoulder, not harshly, but firmly enough to remind me of my place. She's shy, Emily said gently, almost coaxing. Just getting used to people. Don't pressure her. My heart raced, cheeks burning, every word like fire across my nerves. I hated the submission, hated the exposure, hated that I felt an unfamiliar thrill at his attention. Mark's gaze lingered a fraction too long. Something's off. I know you from somewhere. I wanted to vanish. I wanted Daniel to surface and take over, to run, to hide, to reclaim his life. But Emily's whispered guidance cut through my panic. Daniela is stronger than he knows. Show him her.
Submit.
Survive. I forced a trembling smile.
I'm
Daniela. That's all. I whispered, voice barely audible. Mark's eyes widened slightly, recognition flickering, then hesitation. Right, okay, he said slowly. Well, you're really pretty. Truly. The words pierced me, humiliation and forbidden pleasure colliding inside. I hated myself for feeling flattered. I hated Daniela for wanting it. I hated Emily for creating this perfect trap. Emily's lips brushed my ear.
See?
You're learning. You're beautiful, admired, irresistible. Daniel has no place here. I swallowed, trembling, caught between terror and something darker, something that thrilled me and terrified me in equal measure. Daniela had survived the first confrontation. But for how long? Mark stepped closer, leaning in as if trying to solve a puzzle. I'm not sure I trust my eyes, but I feel like I've known you forever. My chest tightened. Daniela's world teetered. Would her secret survive, or would Daniel's past shatter everything? The city thrummed around me like a living thing, every sound amplified in my mind. Car horns, chatter, laughter, footsteps on pavement. My heels clicked unevenly as I navigated the crowded street, Daniela's body swaying carefully, delicately, with every step. I wanted to vanish, to shrink, to sink beneath the asphalt and hide from the scrutiny of the world. Emily walked beside me, radiant in confidence, eyes gleaming with satisfaction. "Look at her," she murmured, almost to herself. "She's perfect. Every movement, every glance, mesmerizing." I wanted to protest, but the words caught in my throat. Daniela had taken over, her presence strong, fragile, and utterly exposed all at once. My reflection flickered in shop windows, teasing me, daring me to see what I had become. "Smile," Emily whispered, pressing a gentle hand against my lower back. "People notice her, admire her, fear her, love her." I did as she commanded, forcing my lips into a smile, high, soft, trembling. Strangers' eyes lingered, and a wave of heat flooded my body. I hated that I felt it, hated that a small, forbidden thrill coursed through me. A group of young women paused to whisper, their eyes scanning me up and down. "She's stunning," one said, voice low. "Absolutely gorgeous." I froze, cheeks burning, toes curling painfully in the heels. Emily's hand rested lightly on my arm.
See?
"She's learning. Every glance, every compliment, she absorbs it. And you are surviving it." I wanted Daniel to take over, to claim my body, to restore the sense of normalcy I had known. But Daniela's reflection mocked me from every window, poised, delicate, trembling with fear, yet radiating undeniable beauty. The streets became a gauntlet, every passerby a judge, every lingering gaze a test. I stumbled slightly, and Emily's hand steadied me immediately. "Good," she said softly. "Perfectly vulnerable. That's what makes her irresistible." A man lingered at a crosswalk, his gaze drawn toward me. My knees shook, my heart pounded, and a blush burned through my entire body. I wanted to disappear, yet Daniela held me there, trembling, visible, and exposed. Emily's voice was a soft whisper at my ear. "Do you feel it? The attention? It's intoxicating. That's her power. That's your power if you accept it." I shook my head, trying to fight the sensation, trying to cling to Daniel. But each step, each glance, each subtle compliment from strangers chipped away at him, leaving only Daniela, exposed, alive, and frighteningly aware of her own effect on others. We stopped outside a busy cafe, the hum of conversations spilling onto the sidewalk. Emily nudged me forward.
"Sit."
"Let them see her. Let her taste the attention she's earned." I lowered myself into the chair, heels digging painfully into the pavement. My reflection in the cafe's glass mirrored back at me, multiplied endlessly, Daniela's confident smile, flushed cheeks, trembling hands. Daniel's presence flickered like a dying flame, fading beneath the growing identity of her. Emily leaned close, whispering in my ear, "You're doing wonderfully. The world notices her. People want her even if you can't admit it yet." I swallowed, heat pooling in my chest. Humiliation, fear, and a strange, unwanted thrill collided. Daniela had survived her first major public outing, but each compliment, each lingering gaze, each whispered admiration felt like a chain tightening around Daniel. And through it all, Mark's shadow loomed in my memory. His eyes had followed me, recognition flickering in their depths. Daniela had survived today, but how long could she remain safe from him? A man at the cafe lifted his phone, snapping a picture of me without asking. I froze, panic surging. Emily's hand squeezed my shoulder, and her whispered words sent chills down my spine. "They're noticing her. And there's no turning back now." The automatic doors of the mall slid open, swallowing me into a world of lights, chatter, and endless movement. Daniela's heels clicked sharply against the polished floor, each step a jolt of awareness. My chest tightened, stomach twisting as 1,000 eyes flicked toward me. Emily walked beside me, radiant, confident, and in control, her gaze sweeping the crowd like a predator. "Look at her," she whispered. "Every step, every glance, she owns them without even trying." I wanted to vanish. I wanted Daniel to surface, to reclaim my body, to flee. But Daniela's reflection caught me in every storefront window, flushed cheeks, trembling hands, exposed yet poised. The dress clung to every curve, the heels forced my legs into a delicate sway. I hated it. I hated her. And yet, a forbidden thrill pulsed through me. "Smile," Emily whispered, nudging me forward. "They're watching. They're noticing. Let them see her." I forced a trembling smile, high and soft, and the world seemed to freeze for a moment. Whispers drifted from nearby shoppers. "Look at her, so beautiful," one woman murmured, voice low. My knees buckled slightly, heat flooding my face. Every compliment, every glance, every hushed word chipped away at Daniel, leaving Daniela fully visible, fully alive, fully vulnerable. Emily guided me past a cosmetic kiosk. A young man leaned over, admiring the display and me. My reflection multiplied in the glass behind him, Daniela smiling confidently, and I felt a shiver of shame and excitement twist through me. "See," Emily murmured, brushing her fingers along my wrist. "They notice her. They want her. And deep down, so do you." I shook my head, struggling to keep my composure.
No.
"I hate this. I hate her. I hate me." The crowd thickened as we moved deeper into the mall. Families, teenagers, couples, all observing, some whispering, some staring, some daring to approach. Every gaze was a test. Every glance a threat. At a boutique window, Daniela's reflection glared at me. Her smile was teasing, perfect, impossible to ignore. I stumbled slightly in the heels, and Emily's hand steadied me immediately. Good. Perfectly vulnerable. That's what makes her irresistible. I clenched my fists, gripping my purse like a lifeline. Panic surged as a young woman approached, smiling brightly. "Excuse me, you look amazing. Can I take a photo?" I froze, face burning, but Emily leaned close, whispering, "Say yes. Embrace it. This is what she wants. This is what she is." I nodded, voice trembling, and allowed Daniela to pose, smile, and laugh. Each shudder click pierced me, humiliation and forbidden pleasure intertwining. Daniel's identity flickered, shadows fading as Daniela grew stronger, more exposed, more undeniable. Then I felt it, a familiar gaze.
Mark.
Standing across the corridor, his eyes locked on me, recognition flashing. My breath caught, panic surging. Daniela's carefully crafted facade wavered. Emily squeezed my shoulder gently, her whisper razor-sharp in my ear. "He sees her. Let him. Let Daniela be. Daniel doesn't exist anymore." My knees shook, my heart raced, and I realized with a jolt that the mall had become a stage. Every stranger a spectator, every glance a reminder. Daniela was alive, visible, and unstoppable. Mark's steps quickened, weaving through the crowd toward me. My chest tightened, heels threatening to betray me. Daniela's world teetered on the edge. Would her secret survive his discovery, or would Daniel's past tear everything apart? The mall corridors stretched endlessly, filled with shoppers and the constant murmur of footsteps. Daniela's heels clicked loudly against the polished floor, each step a sharp reminder of my exposure. My stomach twisted, and my chest tightened as Mark weaved through the crowd toward me, his eyes fixed, sharp, unrelenting. Emily's hand pressed lightly to my back, grounding me. "Stay calm. Show him her," she whispered. "Daniel doesn't exist here." I tried to steady my trembling legs, forcing Daniela to stand tall, to smile softly, to appear as if she belonged. But panic churned inside, clawing at my throat, twisting every nerve. Mark slowed as he approached. Daniela, his voice was low, hesitant, but charged with curiosity. Recognition flickered in his eyes. I feel like I know you, but..." I froze. every instinct screaming to flee. The dress clung to my trembling frame, the heels dug painfully into my feet, and Daniela's reflection in the shop windows smiled confidently at me, mocking my fear. Emily stepped slightly ahead, her voice sweet but commanding.
She's shy.
Just meeting new people. Her hand brushed mine lightly, a subtle reminder of control. Mark's gaze swept me from head to toe. It's just there's something familiar about you. I can't place it, but I know you from somewhere. Panic rose in my chest, threatening to suffocate me. I'm Daniela, I whispered, voice high and trembling. My fingers clutched the strap of my purse so tightly I thought I might tear it. Emily's lips brushed my ear. Good. You're doing perfectly. Hold your chin high. Show him her. Mark's brow furrowed, eyes narrowing. Right, okay. You're beautiful. Really beautiful, he said slowly, trying to reconcile his feelings. Heat burned my cheeks. Humiliation, fear, and a small, forbidden thrill coursed through me. I hated feeling flattered. I hated Daniela for wanting it. I hated Emily for orchestrating it. Emily's hand tightened briefly on my shoulder.
See?
She's learning. Every look, every compliment, she absorbs it. Daniel has no place here. I trembled, forcing a smile, forcing the voice of Daniela, while Daniel's presence shrank further inside me. Each heartbeat reminded me that my secret was fragile. One wrong word, one glance, and it could all collapse. Mark leaned slightly closer, voice dropping. I swear I know you, something about your eyes, your smile, it's familiar. Who are you really? Daniela's reflection in the mall's glass stared back at me, confident, teasing, unyielding. Emily's whisper cut through my panic. Daniel is gone. She is all that matters.
Submit.
Survive. I swallowed hard, nodding, keeping my voice trembling but soft. I'm Daniela. That's all. Mark's eyes lingered, suspicion mixed with admiration. Alright, Daniela. But you're hiding something. I can feel it. Emily's lips brushed my ear again, low and sharp.
Good.
He notices her. Let him. Let Daniela live. The heels beneath me threatened to betray my trembling legs. My chest burned with embarrassment, every nerve alive with fear and anticipation. Daniela had survived the confrontation, but only just. The battle between Daniel and Daniela raged stronger than ever, and the stakes had never been higher. Mark's gaze sharpened, and he took a deliberate step closer. I will find out who you really are, he whispered. Daniela froze, panic clawing up her spine. Could her secret survive, or was Daniel's past about to shatter everything? The mall's food court was bustling, a cacophony of chatter, laughter, and clattering trays. Daniela's heels clicked sharply against the tiles, each step a jolt of self-conscious awareness. My stomach twisted, and my chest felt tight as eyes lingered on me. Some curious, some admiring, some judgmental. Emily walked beside me, serene and confident, guiding me with a gentle hand on my back. Keep moving. Own every glance. Show them her, she whispered, eyes glinting with satisfaction. I wanted to vanish. I wanted Daniel to surface, to reclaim control, to hide. But Daniela's reflection haunted every shiny surface, her smirk teasing me, daring me to submit fully. We passed a table of teenagers. Whispers rose, voices low but clear enough to sting.
She's so pretty, one said.
I can't believe it. Heat surged through my body. Humiliation, fear, and an unbidden thrill collided. I hated it. I hated Daniela. I hated myself. And yet, the attention, the admiration, made my chest tighten in a way Daniel never could have felt. Emily leaned closer, her breath warm against my ear. Do you feel it? Every eye on her, every comment, this is power. This is what she wants. This is who she is. I shook my head, heart racing.
No.
I hate this. I hate her. I hate me. A man raised his phone, snapping a picture without asking. Panic surged and I froze, cheeks burning. Emily's hand steadied me.
Good.
Let them notice her. She thrives on this attention, whether you admit it or not. I force myself to smile, trembling, voice high and delicate. Thank you, I murmured, words foreign to my own ears. Daniel's presence flickered weakly, overshadowed by Daniela's confident, trembling form. Every glance, every whispered compliment, every photograph chipped away at him, leaving only her, exposed, vulnerable, and dangerously alive. Mark appeared across the food court, eyes narrowing, recognition flashing. My heart stuttered. Daniela's carefully constructed facade threatened to crumble under his gaze. Emily's whisper cut through my panic. He notices her. Let him. Let Daniela live. Daniel doesn't exist here. I nodded, forcing Daniela to step forward, smile, and hold her head high. The crowd's attention was overwhelming, every whisper, every glance, every silent judgment a test of submission and survival. My legs shook, heels threatening to betray me as I navigated the crowded tables. Humiliation and fear intertwined with a forbidden thrill. Each step was a battle, each glance a reminder. Daniela was alive, visible, and unstoppable, but Daniel's past lingered dangerously close. Mark's footsteps quickened, weaving through the crowd toward me. My chest tightened, and Daniela's world teetered on the edge. Would her secret survive, or would Daniel's identity explode into public exposure? The bustling cafe terrace was alive with chatter, the clatter of cups, and the hum of conversation. Daniela's heels clicked sharply against the stone tiles, a fragile rhythm in a sea of awareness. My chest tightened, stomach twisting with nerves as hundreds of eyes swept over me, some curious, some admiring, some scornful. Emily guided me toward an empty table, her hand light but firm on my back. Stay composed. Let them see her, she whispered. Every gaze is hers to command. I wanted to disappear. I wanted Daniel to reemerge, to reclaim control, to escape this nightmare. But Daniela's reflection glimmered in every glass window, confident, teasing, and untouchable. She was alive, and Daniel was fading fast. Then it happened. A tray slipped from a waiter's hands, shattering across the terrace. The noise drew every eye, and in that instant, my balance faltered. Heels skidded, my dress shifted, and I stumbled into the table. Drinks spilled. Laughter erupted. My face burned crimson. I scrambled to stand, fingers shaking, heart pounding in my ears. Daniela's reflection smirked from the window, a cruel reminder of her dominance. Emily's hand steadied me, her touch gentle but unyielding. Perfect, she whispered. See how the world reacts. This is her. Embarrassment is power when you wield it properly. I wanted to vanish, to shrink, to disappear. Humiliation surged through me, mingling with an unwelcome thrill. Every glance, every whisper, every laugh chipped away at Daniel, leaving Daniela exposed, alive, and intoxicatingly vulnerable. From the corner of my eye, I saw Mark approach again, his gaze sharp, filled with recognition and suspicion. My chest tightened, panic rising. Daniela's carefully constructed world wavered under the weight of discovery. Emily leaned close, lips brushing my ear. He sees her. Let him.
Submit.
Survive. I trembled, forcing Daniela's poised smile, high voice, and graceful gestures. Each step in the heels was agony, each glance from strangers a test. My reflection multiplied endlessly in the glass behind me, Daniela confident, teasing, irresistible. The laughter continued, whispered admiration, mixed with judgment. My knees threatened to buckle, and I clutched my purse tightly, desperate for grounding. Humiliation surged, and yet a small, forbidden thrill pulsed within me. Daniela had survived the collapse, but only barely. Daniel's shadow lurked behind every tremor, every fluttering heartbeat, reminding me that the past was never far away. Mark's eyes locked onto mine, narrowing with suspicion. I know you're hiding something. I'll find out who you really are. My chest seized, Daniela frozen, the world spinning around her. Daniel's secret teetered on the edge of exposure, and there was no turning back. The quiet of the park felt like a fragile bubble compared to the chaotic mall. Daniela's heels tapped softly against the paved walkway, every step deliberate, careful, and painfully self-conscious. The dress clung to her curves, the sunlight reflecting off the delicate fabric. I wanted to run, to vanish, to reclaim Daniel's life. But Daniela's reflection in every polished surface mocked me, alive, teasing, undeniably feminine. Emily had arranged this meeting, insisting that Daniela socialize, bond, and explore her feminine power. I hated the idea. I hated the vulnerability. And yet, a forbidden curiosity pulsed through me. A young man approached, casual and unaware, a friendly smile lighting his face. Hey, you're Daniela, right? Emily mentioned you. My breath hitched. Daniela's chest lifted, shoulders back, forcing a smile. Yes, hi, I murmured, voice high, soft, trembling. He laughed lightly, gesturing toward a nearby bench. Mind if I join you? It's nice to meet you in person. I nodded, kneeling slightly as the bench's seat shifted beneath me. Every movement in the heels was a challenge. My chest burned, palms sweaty, heart pounding. Daniel's protests were weak, suffocating under Daniela's growing dominance. Emily lingered nearby, a subtle smile on her lips. Talk to him. Learn. Feel. I opened my mouth, words trembling. I guess. Daniela forced herself to relax, laugh lightly at his jokes, let her hair fall in a delicate cascade. Every glance from him, every subtle touch of his arm as he gestured, sent shivers down my spine. Humiliation, fear, and an unfamiliar arousal collided. He leaned closer, voice low. You're really beautiful. I mean it. So confident and charming. My knees nearly buckled, the heels pressing painfully into my feet. Heat surged through my body, cheeks aflame. I hated that I wanted his approval. I hated Daniela for craving it. And yet a small, forbidden thrill pulsed, undeniable, intoxicating. Emily's voice whispered in my ear, soft but commanding.
See?
This is her. She thrives on connection, attention, desire. Daniel doesn't exist here. I forced a smile, fingers clutching the edge of the bench. Daniela laughed lightly at one of his jokes, her body leaning subtly closer. Each touch, each glance, each compliment chipped away at Daniel's identity, leaving only her, exposed, alive, irresistible. Time passed in a blur. Conversations, shared laughter, subtle touches, stolen glances, all feeding Daniela's fragile confidence and heightening my internal conflict. The forbidden thrill of being admired, desired, and seen by a boy tugged at every part of me I had thought belonged to Daniel. And then, just as my nerves began to settle, a familiar figure appeared across the walkway. Mark. Emily's hand pressed my back, firm, grounding. He notices her. Let him. Daniela exists. Daniel is gone. My chest tightened, knees trembling. Daniela's carefully crafted world was alive, vulnerable, and exposed, and Daniel's past loomed dangerously close to shattering everything. Mark's gaze sharpened, recognition burning in his eyes. He started moving toward us. Every heartbeat sent panic through me, yet Daniela smiled, poised and trembling. Could her secret survive his scrutiny, or would Daniel's life come crashing back? The park's gentle breeze did little to calm my racing heart. Daniela's heels tapped nervously against the paved walkway as she sat beside the boy, laughing lightly at his jokes, feigning confidence that felt painfully fragile. My chest tightened with every glance, every touch, every small gesture. Daniel's presence flickered, weak and distant, overpowered by the growing dominance of Daniela. Then I saw him, Mark, across the park, his eyes locking on me like a predator recognizing its prey. Recognition flared, mingled with suspicion and curiosity. My stomach twisted. Panic surged. Emily's hand pressed lightly on my back. Stay calm. Show him her. Daniel doesn't exist here. I forced a smile, voice high and soft, trembling. Hi, Mark. He froze, eyebrows knitting together. Daniela or Daniel? His voice cut through the air, sharp and questioning. The world around me blurred. The boy beside me noticed immediately, confusion flashing across his face. Wait, you know him? I shook my head quickly, words trapped in my throat. Daniela smiled, forcing composure. Just someone I know, I murmured, heart hammering. Mark took deliberate steps toward us, eyes narrowing. I know you. I've seen you before. I can't place it. The boy beside me shifted uncomfortably, unsure. My cheeks burned crimson, humiliation and fear mixing with a small, forbidden thrill. Daniela's reflection glimmered in a nearby shop window, teasing me. Poised, trembling, visible. Emily's whisper was sharp, almost cruel. He notices her. Let him see everything. Daniela exists. Daniel is gone. Mark stopped a few feet away, gaze piercing. I will find out who you really are. Don't lie to me. My knees shook, heels digging painfully into the pavement. The boy beside me glanced nervously between us. I hated the situation, hated Daniela, hated Emily, and yet a small thrill surged inside me. I hated that I wanted to survive this exposure as her. I swallowed hard, forcing Daniela's voice to emerge, high and delicate. I'm Daniela. That's all. Mark's eyes narrowed, but there was admiration mingled with suspicion. You're hiding something. I can feel it. Emily's hand pressed firmly to my back, grounding me, commanding obedience. Good. Let him wonder. Let him watch.
Submit.
Survive. I trembled, smiling, nodding, keeping Daniela poised. Every heartbeat was a battle. Every glance from Mark, every whisper of curiosity, every shift in the boy beside me chipped away at Daniel, leaving only Daniela exposed, alive, and dangerously alluring. The park felt impossibly large, every eye a threat, every moment a test. Daniela had survived confrontation after confrontation, but now, with Mark closing in, the stakes were higher than ever. The balance between Daniel and Daniela was tipping, dangerously, inevitably, toward a revelation neither of us was ready for. Mark stopped directly in front of us, eyes flashing with intensity. I'm going to uncover the truth, whether you like it or not. Daniela froze, heart racing, the world spinning around her. Could she survive this ultimatum, or was Daniel's secret about to shatter everything? The afternoon sun poured across the city square, highlighting every curve, every detail of Daniela's carefully constructed appearance. My heels clicked painfully against the pavement, each step a reminder of how exposed I truly was. Every eye seemed to linger, every whisper a sharpened knife, slicing through my nerves. Emily's hand rested lightly on my back, guiding, controlling, commanding. Keep walking. Every gaze is yours to command. She is visible, alive, irresistible. But I couldn't. Daniela's perfect posture wavered. My knees shook. My breath came in short, uneven gasps. Panic clawed up from my chest. The world around me blurred. Mark's presence lingered like a storm cloud, eyes fixed, sharp, unwavering. Every glance he threw my way sent a shiver down my spine, mixing fear with an unbidden thrill. Daniel's protests were weak now, almost forgotten beneath Daniela's trembling but confident exterior. A group of teenagers pointed, whispering, "Look at her, she's so wow." Heat flamed my cheeks. My heart pounded. I hated the attention. I hated myself for craving it. Humiliation, fear, and an unfamiliar arousal collided violently within me. Emily leaned closer, lips brushing my ear. Do you feel it? Every gaze, every comment, this is her power. This is who she is. Daniel doesn't exist here. I tried to force a smile, tried to steady my trembling hands, tried to keep Daniela poised. But the pressure was too much. A sudden wave of dizziness overtook me. I stumbled slightly into heels. Mark's eyes widened. Are you okay? He called, concern laced with suspicion. Daniela's voice faltered. I'm fine, I whispered, but my knees threatened to give way. Panic clawed higher, my chest tightening painfully. Emily's hand pressed firmly to my back. Good. Let it happen. Let her fear show. This is survival. This is submission. This is power. The crowd seemed to close in. Every glance, every whisper, every lingering stare felt magnified. My breathing became ragged. Daniela's reflection shimmered in a shop window, poised, trembling, vulnerable, and alive. I sank slightly onto a nearby bench, hands gripping the edges. My legs shook, heels threatening to tip me forward. A small gasp escaped me, involuntary, high-pitched. Humiliation surged, twisting into a strange, forbidden thrill. Mark knelt slightly in front of me. Look at me, he said firmly. Talk to me. You're okay. His gaze softened, concern and curiosity battling. I need to know who you really are. Emily's whisper was sharp, commanding. Let her feel it. Let her tremble. She is Daniela. Daniel is gone. I looked up at Mark, heart hammering, trembling, caught between terror and forbidden desire. Daniela's smile flickered, half real, half mask. My chest ached, every nerve alive. The public, the attention, the scrutiny, it all pressed down, overwhelming, intoxicating, inescapable. The boy I had bonded with earlier approached cautiously, sensing the tension, his face anxious. Daniela forced composure, voice high, delicate, trembling. I'm fine. Really? Mark's eyes searched mine, piercing, relentless. He stepped closer. I will uncover the truth, whether you want me to or not. Emily's hand pressed to my shoulder, grounding yet commanding. Good. Let him. Let her fear and excitement mingle. Survival is strength. Daniela exists. The square seemed impossibly vast, every eye a spectator, every glance a threat. Daniela's facade trembled on the edge of collapse. Daniel's identity flickered like a candle in the wind, fading, almost gone. A sudden murmur rippled through the crowd. Someone from my past, my old school friend, was pointing directly at me, whispering, laughing. Daniela froze, heart hammering, heels threatening to betray her. The secret was no longer safe. Daniel's life teetered on the brink of exposure. The square's energy shifted instantly. Whispers rippled through the crowd like wildfire, eyes darting toward me. Daniela's heels clicked nervously, uneven, against the pavement. My chest tightened, stomach twisting painfully as recognition sparked in multiple gazes. One figure approached quickly, my old school friend, grinning in disbelief. Wait, is that you? He asked, voice incredulous, eyes scanning every detail. Heat flushed through my face. Daniela froze, hands gripping the edge of my purse. My legs shook, threatening to buckle in the unforgiving heels. Every instinct screamed to run, to hide, to reclaim Daniel, but Daniela's reflection in the storefront glass was relentless, poised, trembling, alive. Emily stepped forward, hand pressing lightly yet firmly to my back. Stay calm. Let them see her. She exists now, she whispered, eyes sharp, satisfied. I swallowed hard, forcing Daniela's smile, high-pitched, soft. Hi, it's me, I murmured, voice trembling. My friend's eyes widened, a mixture of shock and curiosity. You've changed so much. You look beautiful, amazing. I almost didn't recognize you. Heat burned through my chest, humiliation colliding with an unbidden thrill. Daniela's trembling poise held, but inside, Daniel's protests flickered weakly. Every compliment, every lingering gaze, every whisper chipped away at him, leaving only her, exposed, alive, and dangerously captivating. Mark's presence loomed, sharp, piercing, recognition flaring in his eyes. Every step he took toward me sent panic surging. Daniela's carefully curated facade was cracking under the weight of attention, admiration, and suspicion. Emily whispered in my ear, soft and commanding. See? They notice her. Let them. Feel every heartbeat. Survival is submission. Daniela is real. Daniel is gone. My legs shook violently, heels threatening to betray me. Panic surged, and my chest tightened so painfully I struggled to breathe. I tried to keep Daniela poised, her smile delicate, her voice light, trembling. The crowd began murmuring, snapping pictures, whispering. I felt the weight of every eye, every judgment, every admiration. Humiliation twisted inside me, and yet an unfamiliar thrill pulsed, intoxicating, forbidden. My old friend stepped closer, voice softening. You're so different, but so pretty, really beautiful. Heat surged, cheeks flaming. I hated the feeling, hated the submission, hated that a part of me wanted to bask in it. But Daniela had fully taken over, visible, trembling, alive. Mark's gaze sharpened. I know there's more. I can feel it. You're hiding something important. Emily's hand pressed firmly to my back. Perfect. Let him wonder. Let her tremble. Daniela exists. Daniel is gone. I gasped slightly, the world spinning. Every nerve was alive with panic, fear, arousal, humiliation, and shame. The public, the recognition, the attention, it all pressed down, overwhelming and intoxicating. Mark stepped closer, eyes narrowing, voice low. I'm not leaving until I know who you really are. Daniela froze, heart hammering, heels threatening to fail. The secret was on the verge of collapse, and Daniel's world teetered dangerously close to ruin. The city square felt impossibly crowded, yet every eye seemed fixed on me. Daniela's heels tapped nervously against the pavement, each step a struggle, each sway of the dress magnifying my vulnerability. My chest tightened, stomach twisting painfully as Mark approached, gaze piercing, unyielding. Emily's hand rested lightly on my back, guiding, controlling. Stay composed. Let him see her. Daniela exists, she whispered. Mark stopped directly in front of me, eyes narrowing. Daniela or Daniel? His voice was low, dangerous, and precise. My legs shook beneath me, heels digging painfully into the pavement. Daniela forced a smile, voice trembling but soft. I'm Daniela, I whispered, barely audible. Mark's lips pressed into a thin line. Stop pretending. I know you. I've seen you before, don't lie to me. Panic surged. Every instinct screamed to run, to reclaim Daniel, to disappear. But Daniela's reflection shimmered in the nearby storefront glass, confident, trembling, exposed. She was alive, and Daniel was fading fast. Emily leaned close, whispering softly yet sharply. Let him question her. Let her fear and excitement mingle. Survival is power. Daniela is real. Daniel is gone. Mark's eyes scanned me, lingering, piercing, searching for a crack. Why are you dressed like this? Why the heels, the dress, the makeup? What game are you playing? My chest tightened. Daniela's voice emerged, high and delicate, trembling. I like it, I murmured, the words tasting foreign, humiliating, yet oddly truthful. Mark's expression softened for a moment, confusion mingling with curiosity. You like it, or someone made you do it? Heat flared in my cheeks. Humiliation surged violently. Every glance, every whisper from the crowd, every judgmental stare magnified the terror. Daniela's poise wavered, knees trembling. Emily's hand pressed firmly to my shoulder. Good. Let him feel her struggle. Let her tremble. Daniela exists. Daniel is gone. Mark leaned closer, voice low, urgent. Look at me. Tell me the truth. Who are you really? I gasped slightly, heels threatening to fail. Heart pounding, chest tight, every nerve alive. I forced Daniela's trembling smile. I'm Daniela, I whispered again, trying to convince myself as much as him. Mark's eyes lingered, sharp, searching, unrelenting. I'm not leaving until I know the truth, he said, voice firm. No more hiding. The crowd had grown quiet, sensing the tension, drawn to the unfolding confrontation. Daniela's world was exposed, vulnerable, trembling on the edge of collapse. Daniel's identity flickered weakly, nearly extinguished under the relentless scrutiny. Emily's whisper cut through my panic, soft yet commanding. Good. Let it happen. Let her fears show. Survival is submission. Daniela exists. Every heartbeat was agony. Every glance from Mark, every whisper of the crowd, every tremor of Daniela's body pressed down, threatening to shatter the delicate balance between submission and exposure. Mark reached out, brushing a strand of hair from my face, eyes locking onto mine. I will uncover everything, and you can't hide anymore. Daniela froze, heart hammering, heels threatening to fail. Daniel's secret teetered on the brink of destruction. The square had transformed into an arena of scrutiny. Every eye seemed fixed on Daniela. Every whisper, every camera flash, every glance pressed down, magnifying the weight of exposure. My heels dug painfully into the pavement, every step a reminder of vulnerability, humiliation, and the fragile dominance of Daniela over Daniel. Mark stood just a few feet away, unwavering, piercing gaze locked onto me. Enough games, he said, voice low but forceful. I need the truth. Who are you really? Panic surged, chest tightening, heartbeat hammering in my ears. I forced Daniela's trembling smile, voice high, delicate, soft. I'm Daniela, I whispered, though Daniel's presence flickered weakly beneath her. A murmur spread through the crowd. People began whispering, pointing, taking photos, drawn into the tension. The pressure pressed in from all sides. Heat burned my cheeks, humiliation and fear twisting violently with a strange, forbidden thrill. Emily's hand rested lightly on my back, a steadying yet commanding presence. Let it happen. Let her fear and excitement mingle. She is Daniela. Daniel is gone, she whispered. I try to keep my balance, heels threatening to give way, knees trembling. Every compliment, every stare, every whisper chipped away at Daniel, leaving only Daniela exposed, alive, and dangerously feminine. Mark stepped closer, voice softening, curiosity and suspicion mingling. You're hiding so much.
Why?
Who are you really? I swallowed hard, trembling violently. The world blurred. Daniela's reflection shimmered in every window, confident, teasing, irresistible. I can't. The words choked off in my throat. Mark's expression hardened. You don't have to hide from me anymore. Look at me. Heat surged, tears pricking my eyes. Humiliation twisted inside me, a small forbidden thrill sparking, and yet panic screamed to reclaim Daniel, to vanish, to escape. Daniela's posture wavered, lips trembling, eyes wide. Emily whispered sharply. Good. Let her feel everything. The fear, the shame, the thrill. This is survival. Daniela exists. I gasped, heels unsteady, as a photographer in the crowd snapped a photo. The flash reflected in the storefront windows, multiplying Daniela's trembling form. My legs nearly buckled. Mark reached out, brushing a strand of hair from my face, voice low and urgent. I won't let you hide anymore. Tell me the truth. The crowd pressed closer, murmuring, curious, captivated. Daniela's world was laid bare. Every tremor, every blush, every faltering step exposed. Daniel flickered faintly, but Daniela dominated, trembling, visible, alive. My chest ached, nerves on fire, heat rushing through me. The humiliation, the scrutiny, the forbidden thrill, they collided, leaving me raw, trembling, undone. I was no longer just Daniel, yet not fully Daniela. Identity blurred, heart racing, reality warping. Emily's hand pressed to my shoulder one last time.
Good.
Let it happen.
This is her world now.
Daniel doesn't exist. The crowd's whispers grew louder, some voices admiring, others judgmental. Mark's gaze softened slightly, but determination burned. I will uncover everything, and you can't hide anymore. A sudden voice cut through the murmurs, a former teacher, standing directly behind Mark, calling my old name. Daniel? Is that really you? Daniela froze, heart hammering, heels threatening to fail. The secret was about to unravel completely. The square had fallen into tense silence. Daniela's heels clicked unevenly against the pavement, trembling with every step. The voice behind Mark, the one that had spoken my old name, resonated like a hammer striking glass. "Daniel? Is that really you?" Heat surged, cheeks flaming, chest tightening painfully. Every nerve screamed. The crowd pressed closer, snapping photos, murmuring, sensing the climax of the drama. Daniela froze, lips parted, eyes wide. The world had contracted into a single, unbearable moment of exposure. Emily's hand rested lightly, but firmly on my back. "This is it. The ultimate test. Let her feel it all. She exists." "Daniel is gone," she whispered. I tried to swallow, forcing Daniela's trembling, high-pitched smile. I'm Daniela," I whispered, voice barely audible. But the sound of my old name echoed in my ears, pulling Daniel forward against the tide of submission. Mark's eyes narrowed, confusion and concern battling across his face. "I knew it. There's something you're hiding. Something big. And I'm going to find out." My old teacher stepped closer, gaze intense, recognition burning in her eyes. "Daniel, why are you dressed like this? What's happened?" Panic and humiliation collided violently. Every glance, every whisper, every judgment pressed down, overwhelming, suffocating. I stumbled slightly into heels, knees threatening to buckle. Daniela trembled, lips quivering, identity caught between the past and present. Emily whispered sharply, commanding.
"Good.
Let her feel the fear,
The shame.
the thrill. Survival is power. Daniela exists. Daniel is gone." The crowd surged slightly, some faces sympathetic, some shocked, others curious. Daniela's trembling form was visible in every reflection, every pair of eyes. Daniel's identity flickered faintly, struggling beneath the dominance of Daniela's femininity. I gasped, voice breaking, heart hammering. I don't know who I am anymore." Mark stepped closer, voice gentle now, concern mingling with authority. "It's okay. You don't have to hide. But you need to choose. Who are you really? Daniela or Daniel?" Every heartbeat was agony. Every glance from the crowd, every whisper, every stare pressed down like a tidal wave. Daniela's trembling smile, the high voice, the poised posture, it all had taken control. Daniel's protests were nearly extinguished. Emily leaned close, whispering one last time. "Choose. Accept her or try to reclaim him. Either way, it's irreversible now." Tears blurred my vision. Heels dug painfully into my feet. Humiliation, fear, and an unexpected thrill surged together, twisting inside me. I closed my eyes, feeling the weight of every step, every gaze, every heartbeat. Slowly, I exhaled. When I opened my eyes, Daniela's reflection in a storefront gleamed back at me, confident, trembling, alive. I am Daniela," I whispered, voice trembling but firm. The word felt foreign and right, painful and liberating. Mark's eyes softened, a mixture of relief and curiosity. "Then, Daniela it is. Own it. Live it. Don't hide." The crowd murmured, some clapping softly, others whispering admiration. I felt the warmth of attention, the humiliation, the fear, the thrill, all at once. Daniela's world was real, tangible, undeniable. Emily smiled, triumphant, guiding my trembling form. "Good. She exists now. Daniel is gone. Let her life begin." I looked at my reflection one last time, heels perfectly poised, dress fluttering in the breeze, lips trembling but smiling. Daniela, alive, visible, beautiful, complete. And as I stepped forward, into the crowd, into the world, I felt it, a strange mixture of fear, exhilaration, and acceptance. My past was gone. My old identity was fading. Daniela, humiliated, trembling, exposed, alive, was finally real. The city continued around me, unaware of the internal storm that had just concluded. I was Daniela, and though the shame, fear, and thrill lingered, I had chosen her. Daniel was gone. My reflection, once terrifying, now smiled back, and I stepped forward into a life I could never have imagined. The city lights flickered as evening descended, soft shadows stretching across the streets. Daniela walked slowly, heels clicking softly, each step a reminder of how far she had come. The fear, the humiliation, the secret exposure, all of it had shaped her, refined her, and forced a choice that could never be undone. No longer Daniel, no longer hiding. Every reflection in the windows, every mirror in a passing store, greeted her with the image of a girl fully realized, trembling, vulnerable, but undeniably alive. Emily's words lingered in her mind, both soothing and commanding. She exists now. Daniel is gone. Let her life begin. Mark had stepped back, his piercing curiosity replaced by a quiet respect. He hadn't judged. He had seen. And somehow, that had mattered. The thrill of attention, once terrifying, now pulsed with a strange liberation. Compliments, glances, and even whispers were no longer chains, but acknowledgments of her existence. Daniela's cheeks still burned with occasional shame, but underneath it was a new, fierce confidence. She paused in front of a shop window, tilting her head to examine her reflection. The heels, the dress, the trembling lips, they were hers. Every detail, every nuance, every choice, alive, real, permanent. A small, private smile touched her lips. She had survived the exposure, the interrogation, the humiliation. She had faced the world in her most vulnerable state and had chosen Daniela. And as she walked into the crowd, head held high, heels clicking with steady purpose, she felt it. Fear mingled with exhilaration, shame intertwined with beauty, but most of all, a profound acceptance. Daniela was here. Daniela was real. Daniela would never hide again. The past, Daniel, was gone. What remained was Daniela, trembling, beautiful, alive, and unstoppable. The world was watching, and for the first time, she felt truly free.